Hey, Max here. So, Madden 20 is a hard game, right? These are 20 tips. 21, actually. I saw another content creator did Madden 20 tips. Here's 21 of them, so I gotta one-up them. Goddamn Rayweather. We're gonna show 20 gameplay tips, and let's get into it right away, because this might take a while. Alright, cover 3 Sky, let's call it, right? I gave this tip out for the long-term viewers of the channel. I gave it out at the beginning of last year, gave it out at the beginning of the year before that. So going back a couple years, I want you to watch this guy during this player. It's one of these guys. All right, I want to. It depends on the formation. I just chose random stuff, but watch this run play out. Okay, there you go, there you go. I just let the computer run. Okay, so that's cool. Let me watch these guys in instant replay. Right, it's called the click stick method. Like I said, it's been in the game for a few years. Last year, you wanted to man your guys up to get them to stop that run right there. All right, so see how those guys, see how the safeties drop back before going in. All right, now let's watch this next play. Do it when I click the stick. Do you see how that guy shot in from the edge? Do you see how that safety that was supposed to be in a deep third shot in from the edge once you clicked on a run? So it's like sending a spy in a blitz pass thing. See how he instantly came down? It's because I hit right stick at the snap of the ball. Beautiful. All right. Then you're like, all right, is this one? I don't know if I have this one. All right, here's another tip. Cover 2. Right? You're having trouble with, maybe I got 22 tips. I might have this one written down. Cover 2. All right, say they're killing you with stretch. All right, let's do something like, let's just go to better stretch formation. Tights. This is the run heavy on offense, in case anybody's wondering. But, all right, so stretch. Let's see the stretch play out. Yeah, hooked them. All right, good job, TJ Watt. You beat the wide receiver. Whatever. Block shin. So the stretch wasn't successful because of the block shin. But say that was. Do you see how the corners got manned up and blocked right there? We got 2 block sheds on the outside. So that's RNG at its finest. But you want to minimize RNG, right? So they got block sheds. That far outside corner got off his block as a block shed. But he got hit, right? So, like, if you're pressed up, we'll watch it again from the wide angle. Oh, I guess it zoomed in. Ah, well. But anyways, he got hit. All right, so this one I think was passed along my panty. You just man up like the tight end. The only issue is, like, watch this stuff. Like, he could just go on a free release out there. So you got to man him up. You got to figure out that outside tight end issue right there. And then if it weren't for that, see, the block shot's still there. But anyways, he was able to kind of like not get blocked. Do you see that? And he ran inside. It's a good run tip. Do you see that? See how he ran inside and didn't get blocked? That's because you manned up a guy inside there. So, not a bad tip either to stop that stretch and cover 2. To not rely on RNG to help you stop it. Alright, so then you click on make a tackle. That is tip number, technically 3. No, it's tip number 2. Alright, tip number 3 is a little easier one. It's how to see run fits. Run fits are kind of finicky. So, you hold left trigger, right trigger, and then B and X on Xbox. I don't know if you can see that. Wait, here we go. B, X for right and left. So like if the run is to the right, you hold B to see it, see your max. So TJ Watt really is in the run fit. You're like, that's kind of whack. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like last year, you just go like this, and this is still kind of effective. See when you man them up. Now watch. I think the run fits respect it. No, they don't. All right, so they play a lot better when you man them up, but they just kind of like fly over there. So watch this. The man it up still technically works. Watch the safeties. See how they kind of fly there? See how that technically works again? It does. Last year was even better, but this year it still technically works when you man them up. Versus like watch this right here. See how they fly back? So I guess that's tip number 3. No, that's like 4 tips right there. The manning up. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm selling all these tips. But so you can man up the guys, but you want to man them up in the direction the run goes. Like last year, it didn't matter. Like, see, if you man this guy up over here, they're gonna run to him off the snap of the ball. So like last year, it instantly recognized the run. This year, it's much smarter, unfortunately for defense. See how they ran it the other way because they're manning the other way. So that it actually hurts. Last year, they'd actually fill and recognize the run. But that is like 4 tips right there between all of those run defense tips. So like lab up run D, you'll get better. Just high block shed guys are so necessary for run D. All right, number 5. There's a few ways to stop the RPO. So let's get into the RPO. I'll show you how to do it because RPOs, like rightfully so, they're effective. I like it. One way I think cover 4 is a decent way of stopping RPO. Somebody hit me with like a I-form twins RPO that seemed like kind of effective. I wonder if it's in this book. I don't think it is. But, alright, I'll show you my RPO. The trio's got a fantastic halfback stretch RPO. You see him averaging 10 yards a play. That's all online head-to-head, too. Alright, so, like this. Cover 4 against the RPO. Let's see how this plays out. Alright, so we got a lot of yards there, right? Alright, so it's blocked. Tough one. So what do you do here? Well, you try not to get blocked. You can basically, you got a couple options. Man him up, right? Watch this stuff. Man him up. Let's see how he plays now. Same stuff. It's okay, but at least you can boot and rally. If it weren't for the block shed, and then the guy blocked my man up guy, I would have been able to get over top of it. You can always user it, obviously, but then you don't have the user on the front side, so you kind of go like this. Otherwise, I mean, like, just, like, outside, maybe shade him a little. That's hot, too. I like hard flats, too, better against RPOs versus anything else, but, like, if you don't man them, manning up solid, but if you don't do that, say you put them on this, and then say you user over here. Yeah, see that? So you kind of got to man them in, like, a cover 4. So it also, like, the I-form one, I played cover 4 hard flats against it, and that was nice. But, like, it depends if you're in a hook zone, you don't play it very well. Hook zone, you kind of filter back to this way. So it depends. Like, I'm okay almost because I have numbers over here against this stretch. Do you see this? I got how many guys on the left side of the center? 3 offensive blockers, and I got 5 defenders. If he can stop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those 5 can't stop a stretch, which I know it's hard to, then that's fine. So it's almost worth just using this guy. Let those 5 do their job on the side there. Hopefully you don't make too much of an ass of themselves. And then, like, so we'll watch the stretch play out. If you get this guy, see how many players you just click on and make that decision. So cover 4 is good against that one, but generally I like cover 4 against it, or just manning him up against that certain RPO. I think Deuce Close may have done a video on that, if I recall. I think he did. But cover 4 is solid. Cover 2 is okay, but again, you're gonna have to, like, use that. So it depends on the RPO you go against. Filter up, but, like, I generally like that cover 4 hard flats type of stuff. So that was what, 5 or 6? I don't know. Tap the. All right. So a lot of people are having trouble with touch passes for some reason. They're like, I don't know how the touch pass, because the touch pass changed. So let's just show a touch pass. I'll just do slants. So basically, the difference between, like, a lob and a touch is how long you caress the button. So if you want to touch it, like last year, you double hit it. This year, you just kind of like. Oh wait, give me a pressure accurate, because all right, I was under pressure. So it's just kind of like it depends on, like, you hold it shorter and longer, right? So right here, do you see how it's a touch pass? You just, like, barely caress it down, and then lob is a barely touch it, right? So I'll streak him and then I'll barely touch him. Like, just touch it as quick as possible. See how that's a lob? You know, you don't want to throw it into coverage, but that's how you throw a lob and a touch pass. I've had a lot of those questions in Twitch chat, so I just want to go through that too. Next up, here's a good one. Yeah, let's just do this. Do we have pinch dog here? Yeah, pinch buck O. So you see how people like press their pinch buck O and they don't get beat over top? Like, watch this right here. Streak on this pinch buck O. This is nothing happening. I didn't do any adjustments on D except for press. Watch Moncrief. All right, now okay, Moncrief's just a piece of shit. Never mind. God, that was embarrassing. He couldn't even beat him over the top. Wow, I'm really disappointed for him this year. For a Steelers receiver. It's going to be a long year, guys. I'm really disappointed. All right, but the tip is, even though you just saw him win it anyways, shade over top. So Y, right stick up to over top once you pinch down, and it plays a lot better. Let me go to formation where I can show it to you. I got an old school fade in the formation in this book. Old school fades are really nice along with wheel routes this year at beating man coverage. Ooh, there's a tip. Wheel routes, old school fades. Wheel routes. Do you guys know what a wheel route is? Let me show you what a wheel route is. This shit is so fucking good against man coverage. It's in bunch, single back bunch. This Seattle, you see that outside wheel route? You see that thing? That's what you need to do. That destroys man coverage. It's also pretty good against cover 2. You're going to run up against it a lot online if you haven't already. All right, so next up, I'm going to show old school fades and what the proper coverage for this is. So this X under seam, the guy on the right is an old school fade. I should put Juju there. But anyway, so you go on those heavy man bits, those pinch bucks that we're all facing. What matters is the outside guy. So we'll watch it right here. All right, you see how that happens? Let's get on Margaret. So watch my receiver. Moncrief doesn't have the good release that you want, but just watch it anyways. See how he gets past them? See that? So that's pretty glitchy, right? You just beat that press man. All right, so now when you do that, press man, shade over top, same thing. Watch this. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get sacked. Shoot, 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 shoot. Do you see how they bumped into each other? I didn't block. Do you see that bump right there? It happens, right? It's terrible. Press, shade over top. All right, shade over top not gonna beat you after pressing. Even on old school fades, right? Annoying. There are things you can do to stop that, but yeah, generally shading over top on a press is a good way of beating it. Same with straight streaks. The issue is if you have like an 80 or 79 speed corner and they have Tyreek Hill or some like Torrey Holt level 50, they'll just beat you on pure speed, even if you get a good press. So even then, you got to know the skill of your cornerbacks. You're going to want somebody like a Pat Pete, a top, well, not even there. I don't know, top end speed guy. Mel Blount, I think, has got 88 speed. All right, next tip. High and low throws. Pretty easy one that a lot of people already know about, but for those who don't, this is more of like a beginner tip. How do you high and low pass it? You basically hit left trigger, left bumper. Right now, these are really bad, right? Low passes are really good. Well, okay, high passes are really bad near you. High passes far away from you. As we saw from the Mutt Leaks thresholds, high passes farther away from you don't have as much penalty as high passes really near to you. High passes near to you suffers 50% accuracy penalty. Low passes are like the opposite. Low passes far away suffers more of a penalty than low passes near you. But I've still even thrown like mid-low passes, still get booted. So I'll throw a low pass here, left trigger, Y, kind of throws it low. Generally you want to do that if you call a curl or something. So if you call a curl in zone coverage, they sit down, throw it low. That way they can catch the ball and go down. Or if you get that animation, they do. Otherwise, high point passes. Oh, I got sacked. I should have blocked somebody. High point passes, left bumper, generally are good for like a tight end in a seam or in the end zone. But this year, because they've been nerfed so hard, even though I got it right there, high pass accurate, they've been nerfed a little bit, so it's a little harder. But I have seen a few succeed. I've just seen a few sailed too. So it's less accurate, but it is what it is. All right, pass leading. People have questions about pass leading, I've seen. So how do you pass lead? Left stick. So I pass lead outside on those to give them kind of like a pass lead outside. So all you do is when you hit the button, move the left stick to the direction you want the pass lead. It could be anything. Let me try it again. Here is a pass lead up. Do you see how the corner was much closer than that one? And there are abilities out there to make pass leads go further. I'll show a pass lead to the right here. This is like a behind pass lead. Do you see how he had to go back for that? That's actually kind of glitchy. I mean, this corner flipped the fuck out. I could have got a touchdown there. That might be worth looking into a little bit more. Let's see if it's repeatable. Nah, not really. But that's kind of pass leading. All right. Next up, we did the run fit one. We're gonna show the zone. So you call Tampa 2. Now, if you call a spy, this is like called sending the spy, and I can get like Roethlisberger to roll out. So if anybody will roll out here, once you click right stick, do you see how he ran for me? Right stick sends the spy. And also, it doesn't actually need to be a spy zone. So if you don't have any spies on the field, and you go there, oh god dang it, I forgot to adjust the playbook. Basically, any yellow zone, the zone closest to the quarterback, and oftentimes man coverage will roll out. So let's just do like Tampa 2. All right, let's let him in his zone 2. So we can get out to the pocket. So all right, right here, and now watch him. So I had no spies on the field, but I could still send somebody at the once I hit it. Right? Do you see how he went towards me? He went with it right at the end before I got sacked. The guy came towards me because he hit right stick. So right stick in is sending the spy. All right, another tip. So let's talk about cross-manning here. There are only certain positions that can cross-man. So if you say your opponent's coming out Y off or whatever, and they're just running like deep ends, crossers and stuff, you're like, I want to stop that. There are certain positions on the field that cannot do it, and they're called cornerbacks. Cornerbacks cannot cross-man this year. They took it out after what I think it was 17, maybe it was too powerful. Do you see how when I call up a man up? So here's how you do it. You go over the guy, man coverage right up on the right thumbstick, and then see how I can't hit X? I can't man up across the field. It's great for stopping crossers, or it was. So those players can't. The only ones can are linebackers and safeties are the only ones that can cross man. So that's why I like 3-3-5 a lot last year, and this year's it's pretty good too. It's because there's 3 linebackers that can cross man, and this one only has 2 linebackers that can cross man, and then 2 guys in the edge. Yeah, I mean, this is actually a pretty good, decent formation. But anyways, yeah. So like you go linebacker up, and then B. You can also hot route that stuff. So say I want to man up one of the safeties, it's YY, even staying on the bush. So you hit YY to bring up their guys, then hit left bumper for the free safety, and then up on the right stick for man coverage, and then RB. So now here's our cross man. So we're thinking RB goes on a post route. We're hoping we don't get beat deep with a streak from X. Otherwise, we can man up X one-on-one, shader at the top with that guy in the soft squat. Also a solid solution, kind of just lock them down, and hopefully your best cornerback can take out their best guy. But that's kind of like an adjustment there. That's how you cross man. So otherwise, you can just go over them. A, up on the right thumbstick, and then the wide receiver icon. So that's only 3 button presses, as opposed to YY, icon, up, X. So it's a few more, but you won't get caught off position. You only get caught inputting buttons when the snap of the ball happens. So it is much better to learn your quick adjustments. It's been changed since last year, but it is important to figure it out. All right, next up, playmaker. All right, so same stuff. We'll just call this play. We'll just run it. And then say you want to playmaker something. Right bumper. Do you see how it right bumper went up? You see how that happened? Do you see that stuff light below the guy and he moved? That's basically using the right thumbstick. So how you playmaker, use the right thumbstick to push him in a direction. It's once you have the playmaker ability, it's much glitchier. But right now, it's kind of like they go in that direction, but it's not like that sharp. It's not unrealistically sharp like it is with the chemistry. So it can be better. But that's playmakers basically using the right stick. There are many glitchy things you can do with the playmaker. Say, put him on a hitch. Let's see what we got. All right, put RB on a hitch, and then you can kind of playmaker him from here, right here, and then playmaker him where the defense isn't. Playmaker him out right there. So there's a lot of glitchy things you can do over the time playmaker. But basically, sometimes when you scramble, you can use it to try and reroute guys to where you want them. Because the reroute system in this game is a little funky, and they don't always go where you want them to. Same with the reroutes. Same with the playmaker. It's not that great right now, which I absolutely love. Playmaker ability is terrible. All right. I want to talk about option routes, right? There are a few great option routes in the game. So for 4 verticals, you guys seen my video on the best RPOs and stuff. But you see how slot option right there, there are 3 different options. There, you can also see this on a lot of 4 verticals, especially like 2x2 4 verticals. Let's see if this book has it. I think they might. Doubles, does this have it? Yes, here it is. This 4 verticals and option route. Basically, this option route, when you're going against a cover 3, the option route will go straight ahead for the seam because seams beat cover 3. So Smith-Schuster right there is the option receiver. Basically, you just throw it in that seam and you catch it. Obviously, you want to throw it a slight tad before that. Seams are always tough shots to throw at. IRL, they're very tough too. So you see how he went straight on that last one? If I convert to a cover 2, now watch Smith-Schuster. All right? So here we go. Same thing. Cover 2, Smith-Schuster, and post pattern. All right, I got sacked, but did you see how he went in the post pattern? So that's the difference. Cover 2, those 4 verticals will go on the post. Cover 3, they'll go to the seams because of the weakness. Certain cover, and it always depends on what the defensive shell is. Of course, if they get remanned from underneath guys, remanned players across, the option routes won't choose the right way if the opponent fucks with them. So we'll do the same thing. We'll just show it in this formation right here. We'll just call I don't know. We'll call it 3 double buzz. Same thing. But like, do you see how I'm in a 3 double buzz? So you expect them. So let's go to so if we modify our coverage, but we put B in a deep half and X in a deep half. So really this is technically a cover 2 now. Watch what happens to the, so we should, because it's cover 2, go on the post pattern, right? Watch what happens here though. See how, oh, he is on the post pattern. All right, well, I did that before, and all right, well, nice work. Nice. All right, he went on the post. Let's try it like this. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Yeah, and there he's on the seam on the cover 3. Never mind, it adjusted to my adjustments. So it's finicky, but this one seems to work. It's a cover 3, so it hit the seam. All right. Bet. So, anyways, finicky. All right, so let's try man coverage here. Let's do cover 2 man. What does he do? What does he do here? Post pattern. There you go. Beautiful. I think they sit down against cover 4. So if they call it cover 4, which I don't know if I have in my hot routes. I don't think I do. We'll see a cover 6 invert. But that generally that curl is against cover 4 in order to sit in kind of a weak spot. We'll see what they do against cover 6. Cover 6 they treat like the cover 4. Huh. Cover 6 is kind of like a... It depends. Usually it's man match type of thing right now. But it is. I think it's a spot drop in this formation. Alright, so that is the option routes. Interesting. Sometimes they work, and I guess frequently they do. I want to talk about pass committing now. So, if you watch these guys at the break of the ball. Watch my linebackers and stuff. So I'll just do like we'll just do 4 verticals. All right. So watch the linebackers. Some of them kind of break back. When you pass commit, they instantly go back. So like if you pass commit against a run, they'll go back, and then they'll give it like many more yards, right? So here's a pass commit. The pass rush will also be better because they like pin their ears back with a pass commit. So here it is, kind of similar, right? I don't know if I could tell the difference there. You'll see it sometimes against runs. All right, we'll show it here, but against a run. Against the pass, you might not be able to figure it out. Gun bunch tight end, we'll do a halfback off. All right, so here is a pass commit against this run. All right. Wow, they play that brilliantly. That guy attacked me. That was strange. Right, guys? Pass commits usually play worse than that. Halfback off tackle. Whoops. Alright, so pass commit. Halfback off tackle. Basically what I'm doing is like, watch this Williams. Maybe let's put Bush there too. Williams and Bush are in zones. See how they kind of back off to the zone? See how I got a lot of yards there? I guess I was watching the blitzing guy last time. And then now here it is with no pass commit. Same thing. Watch Bush and Williams. See how they kind of stay closer and they kind of attack the line of scrimmage. You still get a good yardage, but they attack the line of scrimmage. So that's what pass committing does. Basically drops you into coverage immediately. So that's why you give up more yardage on the run. All right, there is a little bit of a rack swerve right now. If I could make it. I don't really have any burners here, like a Tyreek or anything. Let's try like this. Yeah, I'm not able to do it. You need it with somebody faster, Tyreek. Basically, once you burn them, you want to get like a specific rack animation. So sometimes, if it's kind of at the end of the route or the quarterback can't throw it long enough, you go side to side. It doesn't screw up the defender as much as it was in previous years, which I love because that shit was terrible. But depending on where the defender placement is, when you that one I couldn't really get to quick enough. Like I said, you're just not fast enough. So you kind of like aim it to the inside or the outside depending on where your wide receiver has positioning. And I'm not great at it either, too. I'm just not able to show it because of speed here. So you aim it there depending on other coverage, and then you kind of like move side a little bit, like you swerve a little bit, then the rack button catches you up because you like a warp foot push forward, so that way you get a really smooth rack animation, and you basically just go for one play touchdown. Let's try it with Juju. Yeah, not fast enough. The DB's kind of keeping with us. So that's it. High end speed, and then move back and forth. Rack it. We'll try it one more time. Yeah, that's not good enough either. It's got to be one or the other. It's got to be inside or outside. That one I didn't pass lead. I'll pass lead this next one inside. Let's try it. Yeah, I can't get it. Regardless, moving on. Rack swerve up in the air. All right, RPOs we've went through earlier. So basically hold the button to throw the ball on alerts. Watch the backside defender. That's all you're doing on an RPO. We broke it down for the defensive side. This is the offensive side. Basically, our alerts, you don't do anything. You hand off to the stretch. You don't do anything, and it's just out here. I don't hit anything. To throw it, you got to throw it immediately on RPOs. That's when you hit the button of the players. So it's basically a quick decision. Here I hit the button, and I go. So That's the difference. Otherwise, peaks and options run like options. I did an entire video on RPOs. Check that video out on the best RPOs in the game, because I definitely went over how to do RPOs in more in depth. Because this is kind of like a quick tip stuff, but so if, get it out quick on the RPO. You can't hold Y down on defense. So if you throw a ball, if you're a defender, if you're running around the field, one thing I will say, don't hold Y down the whole time. This isn't Madden 17 anymore, or before, or anything like that. You actually have to, you don't exactly have to time it, but you have to press the button when the ball is released. And holding right trigger when you run is solid too. I think most of the time, if you hold right trigger, I feel like you trip out more on linemen when you're going against the run. I feel like if you're not holding right trigger, your player doesn't trip up as much when he's going by these offensive linemen. And right trigger when you're running the ball. We'll get to running the ball with the right trigger in a little bit. The new adjustments. So, adjustments used to be on the bumpers for the linebackers and linemen, and still. So, left bumper is for like pass committing and stuff. And when you first pick up the game, you'll run commit a few times. I ran commit a few times. Everybody run commit a few times when you're trying to adjust your defensive line. Left bumper is now what the old left trigger was, because left trigger is now see all your stuff, see all your play art right there when you show the play art. So left bumper is now those adjustments, whereas like right trigger used to be see the play art. So that's definitely different. The right on the D-pad's the linebacker, left on the D-pad's the lineman. So like if you go right, you can bring up the lineman. If you go right, you can do quick adjustments. I like that change. Right, you bring up the players. Left, you bring up defensive linemen. That's a really cool thing. That doesn't show it actually there. So when you hit left once, it doesn't actually show that the linemen are brought up. So left, and then you kind of see you got a slant, shift, and clear shift by hitting left trigger. So if I like slant them or anything like that, and then clear it, is what it is. So that's the kind of the new adjustments. It takes a while to get used to, but individual adjustments right on the you're just basically using D-pads now. Right, cancel, left, cancel. Y you still use for the secondary though. Y has not changed from last year. Y is the exact same, which is a nice thing. They haven't, at least one of them, they didn't massacre. So that'll take you. I'm still like, I feel like I'm getting closer to comfortable, and I'm 60 games into it. Right? The first 30 games, you're going to be really uncomfortable if you're adjustment heavy. Then you start to get a little bit better. You start to play a little more conservative. So I would just, like, if you just, in your first 30 games or so, play a little bit more conservative D. Don't do a lot of adjustments. Don't be adjustment heavy. And that's kind of how you want to go. All right, next one. Cover 3. So a lot of people can bomb cover 3 right now. So the best way to play cover 3 is like this. Is by putting those guys in a deep path. Basically, Y to bring up the play art, and then their button for their player. Let's do Sean Nelson there, Steve Nelson, and then deep half is right, and quarter outside is left. So quarter outside, I like quarter outside to help against corner routes. I haven't found the best way of doing it. YYB corner for deep corner. I haven't found the best way of doing that yet. I don't know if it's soft squats. I don't know if it's purples, but there's got to be something to help stop those corners, because I'm having a hard time right now doing them. Some people have said soft squats. Some people have said, like I said, purples or quarter outside. I don't know. I'm having trouble. I think everybody else is. But that's kind of the adjustment. Deep halves. I would like to deep half things so that way I don't get bombed on cover 3. But it does give out the sidelines a little bit more. You're much more vulnerable in the sidelines when you deep half, but you're much less deep middle. But otherwise, the other tip is you could also, I've seen some one-play beaters, and I'll put up a video on YouTube. I think I'm going to put up this one before it. Where they're able to basically screw with your deep middle, and so then we have to hit play sticks. So Y play sticks also helps stop some the deep beaters. But when you do play sticks, watch this. I'm gonna go into hard flats here. So I've called play sticks, right? But I got my guys in hard flats. Who wins here? All right, let's check it out. We'll do We'll do verticals with a drag. So a drag should be covered by that hard flat over there, right? But we played sticks. So we went to the first down marker. Do you see how they just basically went to the first down marker right there with the play sticks? They literally all dropped to 10 yards down the field, at least at the beginning part about it, until the pass was thrown. So watch this. They all basically right here, right? 10 yards down the field. Even though I had hard flats on, it was at the sticks. It was at 10 yards, even with hard flats. So just know that you are going to give up hard flat routes, those drags underneath, if you play sticks. And if you go against somebody that plays sticks every single play, you will want to throw drags a lot. Make them miss. Try not to fumble. That's all I can say. Try not to fumble, because that's tough. So know that. Know what play sticks does. Play sticks helps stops one play beaters, but it also kind of gives up the underneath stuff. So play sticks, it's a different dynamic, different way of playing defense. Something I definitely suggest a lot of people do. Next up, so when you're facing someone with like a heavy blitz, say it's like this. What play am I calling? We'll do verticals again. Say somebody's coming on a heavy blitz. They're blitzing like 7, 8, or 6 or so. We got 6 coming at you. And if you think it's coming off the right side, it's always a good idea, if you think the blitz is coming, to ID a guy on the edge. A lot of people will shift the line too. Generally, I think IDing the mic is enough this year. I haven't had a huge need to shift, but I do like, I think ID the mic works really well. So either one of them will work though, shift or ID the mic. But that's kind of like, you're basically saying, hey, blockers, those are the ones you want to pick up. And let's see. All right, blocked all 6. Hargrave eventually got home, but we had about, what, 5 seconds in the pocket, so we were good at that point. He sent 6. 5 seconds in the pocket is plenty. So that's ID the mic. And with ID the mic shift, there's something else I wanted to do. ID the mic shift. You also gotta know what like blocking scheme you have. Do you see the routes on your underneath your lineman right there? That blocking is a different setup, and it's not as big a deal as like it was last year. I haven't seen that much difference. That blocking from that lineman, you see how it's forward? It's play action blocking. It sets up differently than this go back blocking. So this go back blocking can be shifted. The play action blocking can't. You see how they shifted from straight back to kind of shifted to the right? Basically, all your offensive linemen go there. Oh, yeah, I want to show you the check and release route. So Connor's on a check and release route. So what happens with Connor? So when I send 6, Connor's on a check and release. What happens to him? What's going to happen? All right? He's there, he's there, he's there. He did an ID guy. Do you see how his icon's not popping up? Sometimes when you put guys on check and release, like your tight end here, say if you put him on a block and release cross. Oops, I gotta run a play. Your tight end on a block and release cross. They will block, and then when you hit their button, they will release. All right, so watch McDonald. See how it says? All right, it's not saying it, but I just released him. I hit his number. In game, it will say release. Right? That's what we'll have for have his icon. So once you hit his icon, he'll release on his route. So let's do it again. Let's blitz a lot this time. I guess we don't really need to, but block a running back, and then we do the block and release cross right there. We can do block and release flat by going that way, but we'll do the cross for him. So there's it. I didn't call a play. There you go, block and release cross. So he's gonna block, and then I hit A. It's a great way to check down. This is underrated right now. Hit A, he releases, and then basically, what? Bunch of free yards. It's one of the most powerful things you can do that's really not being utilized. I think that once that catches on, that's going to help a lot of people with this game. I think shotgun, here's the thing. Shotgun against heavy pressure, with the exception like this scheme that I have right here where I can throw around pressure, shotgun against heavy pressure picks up the blitz better. Shotgun blocking, 100% better than under center blocking against the blitz, in my opinion. From what I've experienced, and I've experienced a lot, I've done a lot of under center and shotgun stuff. When you're blitzed, shotgun's so much nicer. A tip right there: if you don't feel like you have enough blockers, especially in like this gun bunch tight end that I'm in, all you need to do, motion him in a step, hike it. There you go, another guy. Shoot. All right, that was terrible. A guy came screeching through the middle, anyways. Did you see that? Nobody picked him up. Try it again. Block everybody. We'll try blocking. We'll try blocking release from him. Just basically motion him. Under pressure. There you go. Right? Block and release. Hit A. Otherwise, just take him in a step. Don't let him go too far, right? If you're going to snap this, right there. Don't let him go too far. Let him pick up that guy right there. Also, there are specific man-beating corners and bad man-beating corners. So it depends on your corner, and you want to look at it in every single book. Do you see how Smith-Schuster's route is kind of bendy? It's kind of obscured by the Y. Let's move Y out of the way. Do you see how there's a little bend there? That is not a man-beating corner. All right, that is not a good man-beating corner unless you're significantly better than him in stats. All right, so that Juju Smith-Schuster corner is basically worthless against man. The corners that you want, shoot, I don't have it. I don't have it right here. I'll show you a corner that you want against man coverage. This stuff gets glitchy separation. So you gotta, whatever playbook you're in, you're gonna want to see what corner. You're gonna want to lab your corners up. The stick route or the X spot route, we'll call it X spot for now, because I don't know reasons. No reasons actually, but. Do you see how... All right, let me motion Washington. Do you see how that's a sharp corner right there for Moncrief? That one destroys, man. That one's going to get yards of separation. So sharp corners are much better than non-sharp corners against man. Washington routes is kind of glitchy right here. All right, let's try this. So watch this against man. I'm gonna actually... Oops, wrong one. I'm going to actually ID this guy so I can get some time. Generally you want to motion your running back over, but I've already motioned guys, so I can't motion my running back, unfortunately. But watch Moncrief's route. I don't know why I didn't pass it to Moncrief, but I don't even know what happened to his defender. Is that a glitch? Did I just discover a glitch accidentally, like, showing something? Okay. This is what I did. This is weird. Oh, no, it's because I'm using that guy. Duh, I'm a dumbass. Yeah, so then you pass lead it outside. Somebody with really good route running will destroy dudes. All right, so that's a glitchy man coverage. So make sure and look for sharp corners for man coverage. You can have a little bit deeper corners against cover 2. Like the same route against cover 2 isn't as glitchy as some other corners. So corners matter, and how deep the corner matters. Like if I put him to the first down marker, I think you can beat cover 2. But right here, do you see I'm kind of like throwing right at his zone? That's not that good. But if I just move him a little bit deeper, then it's fine. So, all right, let's do a clear out. Right? Isn't this a great cover 2 beating? Cover 2. So all I had to do was take it to the sticks. Go to the sticks and the route develops there. There's another tip. Play the sticks on a route and it goes deeper. Because it goes to the sticks and it goes deeper. So right here, pass lead it up. Oof, nope, he had me anyways. So it goes deeper, but that one's just not deep enough. That's not a good enough corner. The better corner for this stuff is like the tight end corner. This will get open against cover 2 because it does go deeper. Even though it's so it's like a counterplay almost, right? One beats cover 2, the other one doesn't. One beats man, the other one doesn't. Beautiful. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. So know what corner routes you have in each single play. Don't just call a corner route and expect it to work. Not all corners are the same. Slot apprentice corners are wonderful. Then it's pulsar are wonderful. Oh, QB motion. I kind of talked about this a little bit. I want to talk about this a little bit more. Let's go to cover 2. Make sure and hit left trigger. My biggest things for you guys. Watch Roethlisberger. Here he is rolling out with nothing. Here he is, just regular rollout, 2 hands, whatever. That's me just holding thumbstick. All right, this next one, this will be me holding right trigger. Oh, oops, I called the wrong play. LMAO. Forgot to audible on defense. Cover 2. Here he is, right trigger. 1 hand. All right, that's cool too. Do you see you get the on the run accurate? That's cool. Not very fast, but you can run a little bit. All right, now here is Roethlisberger with hitting left trigger. All right, let's try left trigger. He's become a runner. Do you see how no? Then you pull it back down. Then you get. So every time you hit left trigger, he pulls the ball down so you can make ball carry moves. So left trigger for the ball carriers, then left trigger again to bring the icons back up to throw the ball. So that's kind of like the difference. Left trigger is key for movement for this. But if you want that, like if you don't want that throw on the run penalty, I think it's just go like this. You get much more accurate. You can set your feet a lot quicker. That's kind of like the move. So Next up, this one isn't in practice mode, but aggressive blocking. Aggressive blocking is really good for runs. Just don't hit right trigger. If you hit right trigger for aggressive blocking, you will get a holding call. Or if it's on pass protection, they'll give you holding calls. So aggressive blocking only on run. Don't hit right trigger when you're running the ball. And the blocks hold so much longer. It is glitchy. But that is it. 40 minutes of tips. I apologize for being so long. I hope I helped you a little bit in this long video, and I apologize for its length, but thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.